Hello and welcome to JP's LEGO Reviews. Today, this is my first LEGO Star Wars comparison, and I'll have both of these reviews for each individual set linked down below. So I have a child and the Baby Yoda, the child slash Baby Yoda set on your left, and the regular Yoda set on your right. Now, with these sets, they're extremely similar sets. And because of that, I wanted to compare them against each other to see which one is better for both you and just in general. So let's get to it. My first point of discussion is displayability. Between Baby Yoda and just Yoda, they're very similar sets when it comes to them being able to be displayed and just general displayability. And they're built similarly as well. But which one looks better? I think this is subjective because you may prefer the child or Grogu or Baby Yoda in universe, or you may prefer just Yoda. And I think it really does come down to your subjective view. Personally, I think that bigger Yoda does look better, or adult Yoda. The reason why is, firstly, there's more detail, and also it's just a much the display model has more presence. The child doesn't command much of a presence at all, but he is very realistic though. So there's the thing. But as a display model, I just prefer Yoda. He looks more grand, if you can say it like that, compared to Baby Yoda. But this is just subjective. Now let's move on to realism. How realistic are these sets? I think they're very realistic, both of them are. But of course they do have some errors. For example, Baby Yoda, his face just doesn't look right. His facial expression doesn't look, what you'd want him to look like. He has a strange kind of look to him. Meanwhile, with Yoda, if you put him in a certain position, he's kind of creepy. And in the movie, Yoda wasn't as creepy, obviously. But it's still, with this one, it's actually still a tie. These sets are really close in that way. And they're are just as realistic as each other, but they also have minor issues as well, which has to be expected because it is Lego. Now, let's move on to value proposition. This section is probably where you're going to find your winner/loser. Baby Yoda costs 120 Australian dollars and has 1,073 pieces. The regular Yoda set costs 150 Australian dollars and has 1,773 pieces, I believe. No, 1,771. Yep, and because of that kind of differentiation, bigger Yoda, obviously is the better value here. Now, they both are great builds, but I'm talking about specifically what you're paying for here. And I think they're actually both well-valued set compared to other LEGO Star Wars sets, which sometimes have really bad value. But Yoda, the bigger Yoda, the buildable Yoda, just has an outstanding value for a LEGO Star Wars set. That just has to be said. And because these two sets are being compared, Yoda is the better set when it comes to value. But both of these sets are relatively good value compared to, say, helmets or even other buildable characters like the probe droid, for example. Now, let's move on to the final section. Now, what is the building experience like? These sets have an incredibly similar building experience. Let's just take Baby Yoda and let's just show you his underside. Now, let's show you Yoda's underside. Now, they may look different, but they're really not. Baby Yoda had a kind of plate put in him, but actually the Technic frame is actually the same. You build the same type of frame when you start building, then you add layers of detail. on every single side. Then you do like the arms or feet, and then finally you do the headpiece, and then you finish it off with, I think, the stand. Now they're very, very similar builds, so there's nothing to split them by. These, and if you build both, and if you happen to get both of these sets like I have, you'll realise that their building techniques are very similar. And it may be boring to you, or it may be exciting, but it is what it is. Now, let's move on to my final thoughts. As a comparison, these two sets are really similar, but they're also really good. Like, both of these sets don't have major flaws, and both of these sets are very good looking for, displayable sets. But the winner does go to Yoda, because all these categories were equal with each other, with build, with displayability, and with realism. But when it comes to value, Yoda storms over the child. Now, you can see that he is... Now, let's actually line them up side by side for a minute. Now, as you can see, Yoda is about maybe a quarter or even a third bigger than Baby Yoda, and I'm actually more going to say a third, and that honestly correlates. This set should be if these two sets were to be equal, Yoda should actually be selling for $180 in Australia. And also piece count, it's almost double. It's 1,771 versus 1,073. And that's where your big difference comes into value. Yoda has an extremely good value for money. Baby Yoda, on the other hand, has a mediocre value for money. Like, you can get a lot worse valued sets from LEGO Star Wars in the $120 price bracket. Like, you got the Pro Droid, which only has 700 pieces, or you get Darth Vader's Meditation Chamber, all these sorts of sets, and for $150, you got like the Bad Batch Shuttle, which I don't have it, so I wouldn't know, but it's obviously probably not as good of a value as this set, with the Yoda set, and that's what happens in LEGO Star Wars. Some sets are better value than others, but overall, these sets are really good. But if I were to choose one or recommend one, it'll be Yoda, because he looks better, and more important, he the same build's the same, but he looks good. The build's the same, and the value proposition is a lot better for him. So that's it. I hope you, that's it with the video. And just let me know down below if you have both of these sets, which one's your favourite. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, then please smash the like button. If you want to see more content just like this, please subscribe. I hope you all have a great day, and keep building.